Let's calculate the test statistic standard deviation. It says a hospital spokesperson claims that the standard deviation of the waiting times experienced by patients in its minor emergency department is no more than 0.9 minutes. A random sample of 24 waiting times has a standard deviation of 1.3 minutes. Let's go ahead and talk and look at the claim. It says claims that the standard deviation of waiting times is no more than 0.9 minutes. We're going to test the claim about a standard deviation, and it's going to be using sigma. Now, no more than 0.9 minutes is going to indicate the less than or equal to symbol. Since it's less than or equal to, it does contain equality, it's going to go with the null hypothesis here. So the claim is HO, it contains equality. And it's going to be the parameter is going to be 0.9. So it's going to be sigma is less than or equal to 0.09. The HA then, if it's not less than or equal to, then that means it's going to be greater than 0.9. So the underlying assumption that we're going to use, we're going to assume then the claimed standard deviation sigma equals 0.9. Our formula that we're going to use is the chi-squared test statistic. The chi-squared test statistic is going to equal n minus 1 times s squared all over sigma squared. The only other parts that we have to know are the sample information. And it says here, it says a random sample of 24 waiting rooms has a standard deviation of 1.3 minutes. This is saying that n is 24 and that s, our sample standard deviation, is 1.3 minutes. So let's go here. N minus 1, so n minus 1 is 24 minus 1. I'm going to just cross that out, and I can do that math in my head and write 23 times s squared, so it's 1.3 squared, divided by sigma squared. So sigma, remember, is our claimed population standard deviation of 0.9 squared. Now let's go to our calculator. On our calculator, I'm going to go 23 times 1.3 squared divided by 0.9 squared. There we go. And we get 47.98. I'm going to write all the decimals, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and no 1. We can also check our answer on Statcrunch. So let me pull up Statcrunch. On Statcrunch, we're going to go to Stat, and then we're going to go to Variance Stats. And then we're going to go to one sample, again with summary. Now, remember, it doesn't say standard deviation, it's variance. So we're going to have to make some adjustments here. Our sample variance is going to be our sample standard deviation to the power of 2. So our sample standard deviation is 1.3. I'm going to just go 1.3 squared since it's the variance. Our sample size is 24. Hypothesis test for sigma squared. Sigma squared is going to equal, and again we're going to put 0.9, 0.9, and again we're going to square it because this is for variance. Let me type this in right. 0.9 squared. So h sub 0 sigma squared equals 0.9 squared. And to adjust our inequality, I'm going to go to HA and change the inequality to greater than. I can then go ahead and hit compute, and I'll raise it up here, and there's the chi-squared test statistic, 47.987654. So that verifies our answer.